Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Please take a seat. We're going to warm up our voices, our souls, our spirits, our bodies with Shabbat, Kabbalat Shabbat blessings. We begin on page 13 in your prayer book, the smaller of the two books. We're going to go 4 lines from the bottom. If you're a Shabbat regular, this is something we've been practicing for a few months. If you're not a Shabbat regular, you'll learn it with us. Not only are we humans supposed to celebrate Shabbat, but also every one of God's creation celebrates Shabbat. The grass, the trees, the rivers, we all unite together. Every blade of grass It's Ya'alo Sadai. Ya'alo Sadai. V'chol asher bo Ya'alo Sadai. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ya'alo Sadai. V'chol asher bo Ya'alo Sadai. Ay, ay. Let's try it again. Ya'alo Sadai. V'chol asher bo Ya'alo Sadai. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ya'alo Sadai. V'chol asher bo Ya'alo Sadai. Ay, 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 ay. Atiraninu kol hatzei yar. Atiraninu kol hatzei yar. Atiraninu kol hatzei yar. Atiraninu kol hatzei yar. Hands together. Ya'alo Sadai. V'chol asher bo Ya'alo Sadai. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ya'alo Sadai. V'chol asher bo Ya'alo Sadai. Ay, 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 ay. Atiranu kol hatzei yar. Atiranu kol hatzei yar. Atiranu kol hatzei yar. Atiranu kol hatzei yar. Ya'alo Sadai. V'chol asher bo Ya'alo Sadai. Ay, 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 ay. Ya'alo Sadai. V'chol asher bo Ya'alo Sadai. Ay, 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 ay. Page 14, the bottom of the page. Or Zarua la Tzadik u'yishre lev simcha. Or Zarua la Tzadik u'yishre lev simcha. Or Zarua la Tzadik u'yishre lev simcha. U'yishre lev simcha. Or Zarua la Tzadik u'yishre lev simcha. U'yishre lev simcha. Ya na na, ya 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 na, ay, ay, ay. Back to the beginning. Or Zarua. Or Zarua la Tzadik u'yishre lev simcha. Or Zarua la Tzadik u'yishre lev simcha.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody, and welcome. And welcome to the Raider Appleruth family in honor of Harley's bat mitzvah tomorrow. And to our graduating seniors, I know it's only middle of May, but from middle of May to the end of the school year is about, 22 seconds. So we are glad that some of our high school seniors are here so we can honor them, celebrate them, and wish them well. And also offer them a couple of awards. So that's exciting and well-deserved. We are sharing this Shabbat. It's the end of the book of Leviticus, the book of Vayikra, and there are things that we think about returning. After the Jubilee year, we are returning things back. And it's a reminder that we are not owners of this world, of this earth, but here we can elevate ourselves and elevate those around us and make this world better. And that is what these 25 hours of Shabbat are like, a time for betterment, a time of near perfection. So we continue welcoming Shabbat, singing Lacha Dodi, page 20.
בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשמו תפארת ולתהילה. איי 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 לך דודי, איי 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 לקרא קלה, איי 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 פני שבת, איי 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 לקבלה, איי 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 לך דודי, איי 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 לקרא קלה, איי 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 פני שבת, איי 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 נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקרא קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקרא קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שידברי כבוד אדוני, עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקרא קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקרא קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום עטרת ברק, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקרא קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקרא קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
You may be seated unless you're Harley Rader and our parents Josh and Michelle and brothers Sawyer and Micah to join us in, bring up your book, yep, candle lighting and Kiddush. We are continuing on page 2. Mazel tov, everybody.
We enter this space taking in a deep breath, letting everything of the outside world behind us and just coming into this peaceful space. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת.
Harley leads us in Kiddush, page 5.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pori hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lemase reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh Zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta Otanu kirashta Mikol ha'amim V'shabbat koshecha B'ahava ratzon Hinchiltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mikadesh HaShabbat.
Amen.
L'chaim. Beautiful.
We turn to page 28 and we rise for the Baruch Hu. We continue responsively on page 33 with an English rendering of Ahavat Olam. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol together. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works in the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Amen.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed.
You may be seated. Harley will lead us in the chanting of the Ahafta, page 36. Come up here, put it up here. Right on your...
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושינתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך, בביתך, ובלתך דרך דרך, ובשותבך, ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לתותפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והתייתם קדושים אלוהיהם. אני אדוני אלוהיהם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיהם.
Adonai Elohechem Emet.
Thanks. You can go back and take your stuff. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Harley. We are also excited for you. We continue with Standing on the Parted Shores. It is the English side of the Michamocha, page 39.
Ya la 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 Yai yadadai yadai. Yai yadadai yadai yadai. Yai yadadai yadai yadai. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught. Before ever standing at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it's eternally Egypt. That there's a better place, a promised land, and the winding way to the promise passes through the wilderness. That there's no way to get from here to there without joining hands and marching together. And we sing yalalai, yai yadadai, yai dai dai dai, yai yadadai, yai dai, yai yadadai, yai dai dai dai, yai yadadai, yai dai. Moshe umiriam uvnei Israel nechanu shira b'simcha raba ve'ameru cholam yai yadadai yai dai 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 yai yadadai yai dai. We turn the page. Micha mocha. Micha mocha. Bailim Adonai. Micha mocha. Nedar b'kodesh. Everybody, yai yadadai, yai dai dai dai, yai yadadai, yai dai, yai yadadai, yai dai dai dai, yai yadadai, yai dai. We're going to continue with Hashkivenu, which is on your song sheet. And this is not a debut of Hashkivenu, of this version of Hashkivenu for this congregation, but it is a debut for me to sing it. It's a version written by our cantor emerita, Rochelle Nelson. And it's really fitting that we sing this version tonight. I got to spend the morning at the Lighthouse with the Blind with our pop-up choir, and I got to watch them use their voices and music to connect with these children who don't have the same opportunities and abilities as them, and I got to see them connect. Our kids sang for them, their kids sang for us. It was really a beautiful morning, and I also got an email or text message from my old congregation. They're having their graduation Shabbat tonight as well. How beautiful is that? And they sent me the speech of one of the children I mentored there. And I just wanted to share a little excerpt of that speech with all of you tonight. She said, her name is Piper Ruttman, by the way. She said, "For the first 12 years of my life, I couldn't seem to connect to the Jewish faith like my dad did, like some of my friends did, like my Jewish sleepaway camp friends did. I sometimes felt like I didn't belong, like I was missing out on the joys and wonders that came with being Jewish, like I felt out of place. And then I started preparing for my bat mitzvah in 2017, and I realized that the times I felt at home in my Jewish community were when I sang modern melodies of ancient texts with the first group of pop-up choir kids. And it was Cantor Koyo who suggested to me that I write an original song for my bat mitzvah. I took advantage of the opportunity, and my dad and I wrote Ahavat Olam, which is now spread over the entire world, into all sects of Judaism and even across faiths. This experience helped me finally connect with Judaism. And so to wake up with that message, to then see this new generation of pop-up choir kids singing, and then to come into services tonight with Samantha and Addison, who you'll hear in a few moments, with their beautiful voices, and all of these generations of people connecting through Judaism through music, and I just feel so much peace. And who's better Hashki Venu to sing tonight than our cantor emerita, Rochelle Nelson, someone who put their heart and soul into Jewish music, and to connect all of these people all over the country together with this sweet lullaby. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu. May we lie down this night in safety and in peace. May we wake each day to life and to love. May we wake each day to life and to love. Frosaleinu Sukkot Shelomecha. May we spend our days in your sheltering presence, protected from evil, sadness, and harm, protected from evil, from danger. Ushmor tzedkenu uvoreinu. May we journey through life. May we journey through life. Ushmor tzedkenu uvoreinu. In the shadow of your wings, in the shadow of your wings, oh God of compassion, oh God of grace, our shield and salvation both now and forever, oh God of compassion, oh God of grace, our shield and salvation both now and forever. Amen. Amen.
Beautiful. May is not too early to start with that Hashki Venu. We are ready. We're always thinking how to be ready for the high holy days, and certainly the music brings us that direction. We are going to continue with the Amidah, We are on page 46. The girls coming up, thank you. We ask everyone who is comfortable to do so, please rise. We begin with the first three prayers, and then we will continue silently.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imoteinu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו, לשני העפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. We continue silently. When you're done, you may be seated.
Ose shalom, ose shalom, shalom aleinu, hakol Yisrael, Yisrael, amen.
God prepare me be a sanctuary, pure and holy,
Shalom,
tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. God prepare me pure and holy, tried and true. In thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. God prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. In thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Oh, say shalom bimroma. Say shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael, ve'yimru, amen. Oh, say shalom bimroma. Nothing like having Sam and Addison with their angelic voices to conclude our Amidah. Thank you both so much.
You know, it's easy to dismiss a lot of the things that we Jews do as trivial, unimportant, things that you don't need to worry about. It's easy to dismiss them if you don't know the lesson or the reason behind what we do. But once you start to investigate and figure it out what it is that we do and why, it becomes much harder to dismiss it. Now, last week, there was a 3-millimeter piece of sediment, which normally a 3-millimeter piece of sediment wouldn't affect me at all. I don't care about 3-millimeter pieces of sediment anywhere in the world, except when they're in my kidney. Then I care a lot. We blasted it. It's gone. Thank you. But you know, when something like that happens to you, it's hard to focus on anything else. And it's hard to think about all of the challenges in the world. You're reduced to simply dealing with your problem. That happens to us all the time. You have some sort of issue that you're dealing with. Sometimes it's very serious. Sometimes it's just pretty serious. Sometimes it's just annoying. But it gets in the way of anything else that you want to accomplish. For the Jewish people, we learned a lesson last week that helps us deal with this issue. And I wanted to share it with you tonight, and I wanted to share it with you through the lens of the March of the Living that I just got back from a couple of weeks ago. I don't know how many of you have been to Poland before, but if you go there and all you do for 3 days is go to concentration camps and ghettos, it's not fun. I did it 5 years ago with the Federation Mega Mission. And what happens is you have about 250 people who go to Poland, and then for 3 days they're completely depressed, and then they go to Israel. And there are about 750 people who skip the Poland part and just go to Israel. And the first thing is a huge party. And there's 750 people who just came from America and got to Israel, and they're ready to go, and they are ready to party. And there are 250 people who meet them there at the same first party, and their minds 24 hours ago were in Auschwitz. And the thought of partying is the farthest thing from their minds. So 5 years ago, I got there and I looked at people who were ready to begin the party, and they looked to me like Martians. How could you do this? Don't you know where we just came from? They said, we don't care. We just came from Miami. We're ready to go. So this time, I knew what to expect. And we came from Poland, and we met the group that had come from Miami, and I was more mentally prepared, and I did a lot better. And the second night we were in Israel, it was ready for Shabbat. It was Friday night, and our entire group, almost 800 people, we went to the southern wall of the Temple Mount in the Old City. And we had a beautiful service, and all of the clergy from Miami were on the bima, and the chief cantor of the IDF was singing, and I sang with him, and the two of us did this duet that people are still talking about. But there was one moment, I mean, this was the most beautiful setting you could imagine, and a lot of the people who were there said it was the best service they've ever been to. I mean, people from other temples, not, people here are like, it's not as good as I'm used to on Friday night, but the other temples, they loved it. It's a joke. It's a joke. It was special. And all of a sudden, I caught a glimpse of my friend Mel Mann, who leads the march part in Poland. And for a brief moment, I got teary. And my mind immediately went back to Poland. And it was right at the end of the service. And I knew that most of the people wouldn't identify with how I was feeling because the moment of grandeur in the old city was so special. And I went over to my friend Mel, and he gave me a big hug, and I started to feel a little bit better. And it occurred to me at that moment that this is the spirit of Israel. That as majestic as it is to be there, that struggle is always there. The memory of the 6 million, anti-Semitism, the Arabs, the conflict that's going on right now, even as we speak. It's always there. Well, after the Declaration of Independence was signed, Golda Meir walked out into the street, and she was crying. She was crying profusely. And they asked her, why are you crying? Are you crying because you're so happy? Are you crying because the Arabs are about to attack? And she said, I'm crying for the 6 million that never got to see this. And she did. But just a few moments after that, she went out into the street and started dancing with the Hora, dancing the Hora with all the other Jews who were gathered there. This past week, we celebrated the Jewish holiday of Lag BaOmer. How many of you had wild Lag BaOmer parties in your homes? This is a big Lag BaOmer group. Well, you should have. It's an important day. And on Lag BaOmer, what is it, first of all? We read about it in the Talmud in a tractate called Yevamot. It happened about 2,000 years ago. After the Romans destroyed the temple, the great rabbi of the day was Rabbi Akiva. And Rabbi Akiva had 24,000 students, the best rabbinic students in all of Israel. And on the first day of the Omer, the night of the second Seder for us, Those 24,000 rabbis, those rabbis who were going to pass on the tradition of Judaism after the destruction of the Second Temple, they started to die. And one by one, two by two, a terrible plague hit them and they all started to die. And to this day, on these days in between Passover and Shavuot, we don't have weddings. We still mourn the loss of all of those great sages. But on the 33rd day, Lag means 33. On the 33rd day, Ba'omer, Lag Ba'omer, the 33rd day of the Omer, they stopped dying. And that's the only day that you're allowed, if you follow the tradition, you're only allowed to get married on the 33rd day if you want to get married in between Passover and Shavuot. Not only did they stop dying, but Rabbi Akiva, the Talmud tells us, found 5 rabbis who survived. And they became his students. And through those 5 rabbis, the world of Torah was passed on. There would be no Torah if it wasn't for those 5 rabbis. One of the rabbis who was one of the famous students of Rabbi Akiva was a rabbi named Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai died on Lag BaOmer. But before he died, he said, I don't want you to mourn my death. I want you to remember me. And he taught on the last day the secrets of the Torah. Those secrets of the Torah today we call Kabbalat. And today, Jews around the world, not so much here, but other Jews around the world build bonfires and celebrate the death of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, because it was him and through his fire and passion that the Torah continued to stay in our world. So what makes this Lag BaOmer, the day that should really be a day of sadness because all of these rabbis were dying, what turned it into a day of joy, a day where we permit weddings and have parties? We see that even in our destruction, we find a way to deal with tragedy and pain and go on. Even when something's bothering us, when we're sick, when a friend dies, when work isn't going well, when there's something that overshadows everything that we want to accomplish, the spirit of Judaism tells us to go on both collectively and individually. It's why we look to God even when we're mad at him. It's why Golda Meir cried for the 6 million, but then went into the streets and danced. It's why when we don't feel well, when we're mad at someone, when something's not going right in our lives, we wait for the moment that it's rectified. I once heard someone say, you know how I know that there's a God? Because for all the diseases that have no cure, we believe that a cure exists and that we can find it. The spirit of the human will to overcome whatever challenge is placed before us is what allows us to thrive in our personal lives. It's what allows us to find meaning in the challenges that face us. It allows us to seek greatness and to accomplish tasks that serve humanity. We believe that no matter what challenge faces us, we can meet that challenge. Whatever disease is in the world, someday, we don't know when, but we believe with all of our hearts that a cure exists, that we will find it, we will overcome that challenge. Judaism has been teaching this idea for millennia. It's really hard to spend 3 days in Poland and then on a dime fly to Israel and change your whole mindset from destruction to celebration. Israel built it that way on purpose. They put Yom HaShoah a week before Yom HaAtzmaut that way on purpose, to show that we know what we've been through. And we know what each one of us, every single one of us, has our issue that we're dealing with. We know it. But we're not the people who give up. By the way, that's why we're still here when the other empires crumble. That's why we continue to thrive no matter whatever obstacle comes before us. That's why Jews continue to do great things, ask great questions, look for great answers, and ultimately overcome any challenge that is placed in front of us. This is the spirit of Lag BaOmer, but it's also the indomitable will of the Jewish people. And it's the beauty and the tradition and the culture that we've been living on for now 4 millennia. Soon the Omer will be over, and when it is, and when the sadness of the 24,000 students who died 2,000 years ago is over, we look up to the top of the mountain, and once again, on the holiday of Shavuot, receive the Torah, the source of our inspiration to go forward in any day, in any climate, in any obstacle. Ken Yehi Ratzon. May it be God's will. Amen.
Rabbi Barris talked to us about many things, but finding light and comfort when we are in dark spaces. And so as we turn in our service to thinking about those who are in dark spaces, maybe they're in need of a prayer of healing because of a physical issue or a mental issue, or just sometimes we all need it. We watch too much of the news. So we're going to offer a prayer of healing. If there's somebody that you're thinking of that you'd like to share their name, I want to invite you to do so.
Tonight, for our version of Misha Barach, we're going to sing this song called Divine Mother of the Universe on your song sheet. And we picked this song because it's Mother's Day weekend. And so there's a part of us that wants to honor all the mothers in the room and all the mothers we're thinking of. And there's also a part of us that recognizes the brokenness for so many of us who don't have our mothers anymore, or who are having troubles in their life, conceiving children, and all the myriad of emotions that come with Mother's Day. But this is a moment to realize that above all, there is a divine mother of the universe who's watching all of us, who's caring for all of us. And so we call out to her, because with her, none of us are an orphan. We all have a home. Repeat after me. Sweet mother, I'm coming home.
Sweet mother, I'm coming home.
Now I know I'm not alone.
Now I know I'm not alone.
'Cause I've been far.
'Cause I've been far.
Now I'm close.
Now I'm close.
Sweet mother, I'm coming home.
Sweet mother, I'm coming.
Tell me, mother, can you hear me say?
Tell me, mother, can you hear me sing?
Your love means everything.
Your love means everything.
Heart and soul.
Heart and soul.
Breath and skin.
Breath and skin.
Your love is everything.
Your love is everything.
Oh, mother, please hold me tight.
Oh, Mother, please hold me tight.
Mother, I need some help tonight.
'Cause Mother, I need some help tonight.
What went wrong
What went
will
wrong
soon be right.
will soon be right.
Oh, Mother, please hold me tight. Please hold me tight. Tell me, Mother, can you hear me sing?
Tell me, Mother, can you hear me sing?
Your love is everything.
Your love is everything.
Heart and soul,
Heart and soul,
breath and skin.
Breath and skin.
Your love is everything.
your love is everything.
Oh, Mother, this world is strange.
Oh, Mother, this world is strange.
Love me, Mother, and make me brave.
Love me, Mother, and make me brave.
In my dreams,
In my dreams,
or on this stage.
or on this stage.
Oh, Mother, this world is strange.
Oh, Mother, this world is strange.
Tell me, Mother, can you hear me sing?
Tell me, Mother, can you hear me sing?
Your love is everything.
Your love is everything.
Heart and soul,
Heart and soul,
breath and skin.
breath and skin.
Your love is everything.
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 So we are honoring our seniors this evening. I'd like to call Tamara Donnenfeld and Gary Eisenberg to the bima. And Sumiko. Sorry.
Shabbat Shalom. It brings me great joy and pride to witness how many of our high school seniors have continued their Jewish journey despite the demands of homework and other extracurricular activities. Some attended Baptist on Monday to spend time with each other and take a breath from their busy and hectic schedules. Others took on leadership positions, while some have actively participated in our fellowship or served as a madrich, a teacher assistant, on Sunday mornings. Just as they have grown in their daily lives, they have also nourished their Jewish souls and strengthened their Jewish identities. We are incredibly fortunate to have a long-standing Jewish education, Gary Eisenberg, who, recognizing the value of continuing Jewish education beyond Bnei Mitzvah. In recognition of this commitment, Gary and Cindy have generously established the Eisenberg Shem Tov Award, which will be awarded perpetually, honoring an exceptional many high school seniors who have continued their Jewish education through 12th grade and have brought immense pride to our community. This year marks Gary's 48th year of teaching at Temple Beth Am and his 8th year of celebrating Jewish stars, Jewish high school seniors. Gary.
Well, thank you. It's my honor to address this graduating group of high school seniors Each of these seniors have spent many formative hours of spiritual search and understanding who each have become. Thoughtful young Jewish people about to venture into adult and college life. As Tamara said 8 years ago, when I thought this scholarship up for only one senior who had dedicated much time in service to the community and to the synagogue, to be involved in BAFTI, dedicating time to years, classes throughout 12th grade. That one person would have received a scholarship to be used in any fashion that they wanted, for books, for travel, for school. Why would I have dreamt this up with Tamara and my wife? Well, because of a few things. First, it is written, when Rabbi Yochanan finished the writing of Job, he said the following: "The end of man is to die, the end of a beast is to be slaughtered, and we are all doomed to pass. However, happy is the person who has been brought up in Torah. That person grew up with a good name and shall depart with a good name." Solomon the wise said, "Shem Tov is better than precious oil." In Pirkei Avot, the ethics of our fathers, the Mishnah tractate of Avot says, "He who acquires a good name has acquired for themselves something great indeed." In all truth, there is more to study and more good deeds that bring each Jew to acquiring a good name. In Kabbalistic thought, and according to our sages, it is taught that each of us has a way to choose. The students of Beth Am have been taught in this school, in this religious school, in this day school, through bar mitzvah and confirmation, and then through 12th grade. This is what we are celebrating tonight. All of the graduates have honored their families' names. They've done it with their families, the guidance of their mothers and their fathers. And those that adore and love them have raised them. These young adults have won the Shem Tov Award, just pushed their efforts a little more than maybe those that were also not honored in the Shem Tov Award, but still true mensches. Mention all of them. This year, the teachers and the rabbis were not able to just choose one. So we chose 4, as I understand it. I had really nothing to do with it. It's a choice. It's the staff that makes that choice. So please, Sumiko, I'm honored for having you to make the announcements.
Today, we celebrate an extraordinary individual who has made an incredible impact in our youth community. From attending the Beth Am Day School to rejoining the confirmation class, she has shown an unwavering commitment to her faith. As a madrija, she dedicated her Sunday mornings for several years, serving as a remarkable role model for our students in the religious school. Her leadership skills and passion for Judaism led to her election as religious school and culture VP, and now as the president of BAFTI board. She has consistently shown up with a smile, supporting the youth community through several programs and projects. Her thirst for knowledge, work ethic, and constant optimism shine through in her volunteer work at Temple Beth Am. Her dedication and selflessness make her truly deserving of this award. It is with great joy that we honor Morgan Parodi with this well-deserved award for her outstanding commitment, leadership, and passion. Congratulations, Morgan.
Okay. Today, we gather here to honor another exceptional individual who has dedicated himself to the pursuit of Jewish learning and living. His journey began at a young age when he became an integral part of our temple community, never missing a beat. His commitment to his faith and understanding of its teaching have shaped him into the remarkable person he is today. His impact extends far beyond his personal growth and religious studies. Member of the BAFTI board for several years and participant of the Social Justice Teen Fellowship, he has rallied the youth, made Jewish education fun and engaging for his peers, and he was very sensitive and concerned and active about social justice issues. One of his most remarkable qualities is his humility. Despite his accomplishment and the respect he has garnered, he remained grounded, approachable, and ever ready to lend a helping hand. We call Eli Bilchik to receive this deserving award. Mazal Tov.
Today we gather. It just went on, okay. Today we gather to honor an exceptional individual who has embarked on a remarkable journey within the Temple Beth Am community, from active participation in the religious school and Monday Night Chai to transformative experiences like the Temple Israel trip. She has demonstrated unwavering commitment and a thirst for learning. Through confirmation, the Coexist Fellowship, and the Social Justice Fellowship, she has shown her dedication to making a positive impact. Not only does she possess remarkable singing talent, which has brought joy to our community, but she also carries a profound determination to continue her Jewish journey beyond high school. Let us applaud and recognize Jax Mizrahi for her accomplishments, dedication, and remarkable spirit. Congratulations, Jax. Since we are aware that you are currently preparing for your prom this evening and turning to watch us live,
The camera. Look at the camera. Yes.
we welcome you on virtual TV and a virtual service. Congratulations, Jax.
Achrona Chaviva, okay, last but not least, we gather to recognize an individual whose presence in the Temple Beth Am community has been a beacon of kindness and service. From a young age, she wholeheartedly embraced our community, actively engaged in various programs, starting in the religious school, going to Monday Night High, continue with confirmation, and participating in the Coexist, and later the Social Justice Teen Fellowship. One of her qualities is her availability to serve others. Her acts of kindness, the Gmilut Chasadim, had made a tangible difference in the lives of those she has touched. Whether it is volunteer in community projects or serve it as a youth liaison for a school fundraiser, the Year's Live, she consistently demonstrated her selflessness, and genuine concern for others. Through her actions, she has exemplified the values of compassion, empathy, and justice that lie at the heart of our community. Today, we honor Kira Barn for her kindness, her commitment to service, and her positive impact in our community. Mazal Tov, Kira, on a well-deserved award. We would like to now call all the 12 graders to actually come to the bima. All the 12 graders.
We're so incredibly proud of each of you. Come, Josh. We know that this time of year is a hard time of year. Maybe prom, maybe exams. But we are so incredibly grateful to have you here on our bima. The rabbi talked about shining light in dark times. You are each a beacon of light for us. You give us hope for the future. You make us so incredibly proud, and it's a little bit of sadness for us that you're leaving the nest, but please know that Beth Am is always your home, and we are always here for you. We love you so much. As they said, this was supposed to be only one award, and then it was 4, but really you each deserve just so much love and kavod for the respect and the love that you have shown us. It is our incredible privilege to get to bless you.
May God watch over you and bless you.
May God's presence always be with you and be gracious to you.
May God bestow God's favor upon you and give you life's most precious gift, which is peace and wholeness. We all say,
Amen. We have a little something for you as you go away and you're going to make another type of home, okay? One of the things that is so important in a Jewish home, it's a mezuzah. Whether you're going to be in the West Coast, in the North Coast, or in another place, please remember always to continue your Judaism, whether it is participating in Hillel, going into some, the clubs that are Jewish in the...
Jewish studies classes.
Thank you. No, yes, of course. Jewish studies classes, but also in any type of activity that connects you with Judaism. And remember that Temple Beth Am is your home, okay? Always, always know that the clergy and the educators here are here to support you on your journey, okay?
So we are still counting the days. We heard that this past week was Lag BaOmer, but we are still counting the days of the Omer, those days between Passover and Shavuot. We're on page 278.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sefirat haomer hayom chamisha u'shloshim yom shehem chamisha shavuot la'omer. Today is 35 days, which is 5 weeks of the Omer. And together we say,
37 days.
oh, 37.
37.
Thank you. I'm on 37. Thank you very much. We continue with the Aleinu. Please rise on page 282. Aleinu leshameach ladon hakol, latet gedula leotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kecho hamonam, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך לכל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
We can be seated. We think now about those who we have loved and lost. It's our tradition that if you hear the person's name for whom you're saying Kaddish, that you rise at your seat so we can recognize you as a mourner. Please stay standing through the Kaddish. We say Kaddish this evening for Dr. Ronald B. Hines. We are in the first 30 days of mourning for Debbie Sandberg, Judith Gilbert Gould, Shirley Golan, Dr. Jeffrey Hertz, Howard Gross, and Marcia J. Friedman. We are in our first year of mourning for Judy Agron, Lillian Berman, Hayusia Perelman Bernstein, Charlotte Glovsky Brody, Arthur Farkas, and Florence Farkas, Rosalie Ferris, Linda Frankel, Mitchell Mitch Friedman, Jocelyn Garoff, Dr. Martin Glazer, Dr. Henry Irwin Glick, Rivka Ricky Blattner Goldman, Joseph Harvest, Rosa Henigman, Evan Higgins, Etta S. Coulter, Ruth Leshaw, Janice Levy, Phyllis Lieberman, Lawrence Larry Palker, Eric Polk, Karen Michael Salomon, Susan D. Score, and Bela Malka, Marcia Weinstein. At this time of year, we commemorate the yard site for Helene Edith Adler, Charlene Agres, Sarah L. Abel, Marilyn Alpert, S. Barbara Alterman, Minnie Engel, Arlene Engel, Duvan Arboleda, Albert M. Aronson, Shirley Baker, Sylvia Bedine, Vivian Balin, Bernard Bess, Moisey Blumen, Marvin Blockner, Marcia Ruth Blockman, Eva Bremeister, Vera Braverman, Lillian Glickman Cades, Herta Cohn, Rosalind Cooperman, Pauline Cowan, Carolyn Cinnamon, Janet Dubin, Elaine Ehrenkrantz, Stephen Euster, Louis D. Foglia, Nathan Friedman, Dorothy Friedman, Jeremy William Garvett, Phyllis Gelb, Jean Goldberg, Antoinette Golden, Trudy Goldmeyer, Mina Levinson Goldstein, Daniel A. Goldstein, Leon Goodman, Jack A. Gunther, Etta Halpern, Gertrude Trudy Harris, Blanche Helfin, Simon Hilf, Molly Ravitz Hill, Samuel Holland, David N. Hollander, Ida Hollab, Zal Horwitz, Walter Jacobs, Elaine G. Jacobs, Michael Janwitz, Benjamin Katz, Isidore E. Kaufman, Henry A. Kaufman, Neil Kellerman, Harry Koich, Ida Goldstein Kirshner, George Kopp, Alan Lederman, Charlotte Lottie Lewinsky, Martin Lieberman, Miriam Mimi Mandel, Jerry Marcus, Dr. Ellis Margolin, Hope Marks, Selma Myers, Donald Nelson, Seal Nodovitz, Julius Park, Gussie Perlman, Caroline Powers, Elsie Price, Ethel Rossler, Edwin Science, Bernard Sandler, Bernice Annapole Sandler, Anna Shankman, Scott J. Siegel, Elaine Suchman Shane, Lawrence S. Simon, Susan D. Score, Eugene L. Jean Solomon, Sylvia Sondak, Milton Spitz, Bertram A. Stone, Doris Strasberg, Max Sussman, Sanford Beryl Sussman, Irving Sussman, Vivian S. Talbot, Ruth Tropin, Harvey Trupkin, Gary Walsh, Joseph Mark Weinstein, Moisha Woolman, Dr. Walter P. Zand, and Howard N. Zemet. If there's a name to add to the cottage list. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. We stand as one kahal, allowing the memories of our loved ones to be a blessing as we turn to page 294 for Kaddish Yatom. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'alma divrach hirute v'amlich malchute, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye zochol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shemei rabbah mevarach le'olam u'mei almaya, v'yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'richu. Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, dalmiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mamav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace and comfort to all who are in mourning and all who are bereaved, and we say, amen. We can be seated. It is my pleasure to invite our president, David Young, to the bima. And I'd also like to invite Ellie Rosenwald to the bima.
Thank you so much for having me. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ellie Rosenwald. I'm a current BAFTI board member and have come here today to talk about Camp Jenny, a cause that BAFTI supports each year. Held at Camp Coleman during Memorial Day each year, Camp Jenny gives children from an urban school in Atlanta the opportunity to receive love from big brothers and sisters, 3 nutritious meals a day, and encouragement for the future. They also participate in fun summer activities like water play, science lab, rock climbing, and many more. The cost to send one underprivileged child to Camp Jenny is $550. Our BAFTI teen goal for this year is to be able to send 10 children to Camp Jenny by raising $5,500. To do that, we need your help. Please consider making a contribution. You will not only help make many kids' dreams come true, but support us in teaching our teens important values. 100% of our funding goes directly to the program. If you would like to make a donation today, you can scan the code in our Camp Jenny display, which is right outside. Thank you for supporting Camp Jenny, BAFTI, and the Temple Beth Am community.
Great
Shabbat Shalom. It's going to be very brief. But to the graduating seniors, let me tell you a very quick story. My first year at Tulane University, my first day, my college roommate said to me, "Your people should be very grateful to my people." He was of German descent. I said to him, "Steve, your people killed 6 million of my relatives." He said to me, "David, none of them were your relatives." I said, "One thing you'll learn about me in the next year that we're roommates is that a Jew is a relative to every other Jew." The education, the background, the strength, the courage that you all, the seniors, have from Temple Beth Am needs to be with you your entire life. You cannot be afraid to stand up. You cannot be afraid to speak out, because on college campuses, it is quite a challenging time to be Jewish. But with the education you got here, the love, the devotion of our religious school and our day school, I have no doubt that you'll do us all proud, Lador Vador, from generation to generation, so mazel tov. Tomorrow, from 9 to 10, we are having a sensory family Shabbat in the library at Rambam from 9 to 10. It's going to be geared towards children with sensory processing disorders, but it's open, of course, to everyone. At 9 a.m. tomorrow, we have Torah study with Rabbi Barris. And at 10:30 in the Frankel Performing Arts Center, we will have a conservative minyan led by Rabbi Barris. And for everyone else, we'll be with our incredible Rabbi Aklepi and our cantorial soloist, Jessica Bass, for the regular minyan. Tuesdays, 7:30 to 9, Torah Tonight with Rabbi Aklepi. You can appear in person or by Zoom. On Wednesday, the 17th, Sisterhood. I don't see Susan Lampin here, but I'm sure if I don't mention anything, I see Judy. I'll get some letters from Susan. It's the end of the year hoedown, Western theme party, and it should be a heck of a lot of fun from 6:30 to 9 p.m. We know it's going to last longer than 9 o'clock. And next Friday, I'm already getting emotional, will be my last Shabbat service as your president. And I'll go into more about my trip that I had next week. We have more time. But please, honor me by bringing some friends to come to services, because I would like to spend my last Friday night with as many congregants as I possibly can. To those, everyone out here, happy Mother's Day. To those of us who don't have our mothers with us, they're with us in spirit, and their memories are indeed a blessing. Shabbat. Oh, and mazel tov to the Bat Mitzvah family. She's amazing. And have a wonderful week. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you to our president. And thank you, Samiko, for joining us tonight as well with her beautiful voice. So many talented people in this community. We're going to conclude with everyone standing up, arms around each other for Osei Shalom. If you want, or you can just clap and dance, whatever you're feeling tonight.
Osei Shalom Ibrahim, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, Ve'imru, Amen.
Yay, le, 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 le.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for singing with me. Beautiful job.
Very nice. Very nice. Time for the heat.
I love this part of your sermon about I want that little quote from the person who said about the disease.